What's the haps? I'm Meroka, and today I'm going to be taking a quick look at Viktor by Shorebound Studios. Viktor is a 2D side-scrolling adventure shooter thing, allegedly inspired principally by Mega Man. And I have a confession to make in that regard. I ain't ever played Mega Man, so I actually really can't make the comparison in that regard. I suppose anyone else who had could say, oh, this is like Mega Man, this is not like Mega Man. I can't. All I can tell you is what I think about the game. So it's a good job that's what I'm here to do, isn't it? So, let's head on into the options. Video options are very, very limited. We have no resolution options whatsoever, no way to force it into windowed mode, no way to even choose which window it opens in, actually. For some reason it opens in the second, on my second monitor, not my first monitor, like every other game in existence. Texture quality goes low, medium, or high on this slider here, but I haven't seen that actually do anything noteworthy in game. I've flicked between them and it doesn't seem to affect performance or indeed what the textures actually look like at all. Blood effects is just, I suppose, if you're a little bit squeamish about occasional red blobs on the screen. And there's a vignette, kind of a darkening of the screen around the edge to make it look more dramatic, I suppose. You can turn that off if you don't like it. But I would like to see a lot more than that. There's not a lot there, to be honest. Sound. Music and sound are at least on separate sliders, so that's something. And controls are, for the most part, rebindable. There's a few you can't rebind escape, and you can't rebind the analog sticks on the gamepad, but beyond that, it's all pretty good. So that's nice to see at least. So let's head on into the game and take a look at this thing. We've got 7 levels to pick from. Gate Fortress is the first one you'll enter into when you begin the game, and once you've completed that, you'll unlock these other 6, and you can progress through them at any particular order you want. So I've done the Arid Wasteland and Twilight Forest, as indicated by the little X's over them. I have 4 remaining. There is the setting of the story. Let's head on into Frozen Summit. The setting of the story is it's a battle between. That's a little odd that I've got a power-up right there at the start, but it's gone now. It is a battle between the overworld and the netherworld, and we are fighting on the side of the overworld, in spite of us looking pretty evil and badass, to be honest. So, he doesn't look like the kind of guy who's fighting on the side of good, but he is. Viktor, our titular hero, he's on the side of good. And, yeah, there are 6 big bad bosses for the netherworld, and you must go through and destroy them by shooting things with these pistols that you have. So, he has a double jump. He also has this dash, which gives him actually quite a lot of maneuverability. You can get to a lot of places with that. And it's all done with aiming. You can, whichever way you're aiming, you can then dash. So, aim with the mouse, naturally. Shoot with left click, dash with the right click. And when you're dashing, you are invulnerable to almost anything, I think. I haven't found anything that can hit me whilst I'm dashing. So, that's pretty cool. That gives you a lot of options when it comes to combat. There's a lot of tactical usage of dashing. So if I get close to this guy, I can dash through them and do that. It's probably less effective against the little ones that I can kill with a couple of shots, but when it comes to bosses, it's a bit more useful. So, we do have other weapons we can upgrade and collect and upgrade. If I can get out the way where I'm not going to get killed. No, I'm going to get shot by things. Yikes, I'm trapped. You can dash through walls, that's also a nice maneuverability thing. I have a shotgun as well. I don't particularly rate this shotgun, to be honest, but I have it. This one has limited ammo, whereas the dual pistols, in fact, have unlimited ammo. And I've just been relying on the pistols almost entirely. It just seems to be a very solid go-to weapon. There are a bunch more, and I'll show you them when we get back to the menu after this level. But I have not unlocked any more yet, so we may do as I progress through this level. I've not actually had a look at this level before, so it could be that I find another weapon as we go. There's also, if you look at the interface in the top left, we have coins we're going to pick up that we'll spend on upgrades. We are against the clock in terms of a rating, and I think you earn more money by doing levels faster. There's also the little blue bars. They are a shield, of which I've unlocked 2 out of what appears to be a maximum of 3 for that. And then there's a green bar, which will increase as I shoot things, and if I get close to that, I can do that. If you press F, that detonates that, and it just smashes a whole bunch of damage on anything that's within that radius. And shooting things fills the green bar up, and it fills it up pretty quick, to be quite honest with you. It doesn't actually take a whole lot of work to get that filled up. You can increase the rate in which it charges, and this is the default. I haven't put any points into making it charge faster, and it already goes crazy fast, so I actually can't see much point in increasing the charge rate. I just focused on increasing damage of it. It's an interesting little bit. Stop throwing footballs at me. So yeah, I've got 2 shields which will regenerate over time. Like I said, the blue things, I can collect a 3rd one, and I'm not yet ready to do my green thing. Guns do need to be reloaded from time to time. As you can see, there's you can see the number of shots in the clip in the bottom right-hand corner, and number of remaining clips or magazines or whatever the heck you call them next to it. Obviously, like I said, the pistol is unlimited ammo, so. And it's pretty nice, so I've not found any real excuse to not use it. I mean, I can take the shotgun out for a whirl. I've got 10 clips for the shotgun, or whatever you would call that, and 6 rounds in each clip. So let's head on through. So yeah, you do need to conserve ammo with that. You can occasionally pick them up, but they're not terribly common to come by. Sometimes you'll find them in crates and things, and barrels and what have you lying around. We've got all these power-ups, that's nice. I've got explosive rounds, double damage, and infinite ammo, which is... That's a pretty cool combination. Wow. Nice, I've not had all 3 before. That's pretty sweet. They don't last anywhere near as long as you would like them to for that kind of awesomeness, but I guess that would be overpowered, wouldn't it? You've got these little health pickups occasionally in case you take damage, like I tend to do, because I'm not great at this kind of thing. So... each level seems to be, broadly speaking, sort of divided into, as far as I've seen so far, a very similar pattern. There's kind of, you've got 2 levels, then there's like a mini-boss, and then there's like 2 more areas, and then the final boss has kind of been, broadly speaking, the pattern I've seen so far. Although I have a feeling, hang on, are we on the 3rd area for this? Maybe that's entirely ruined my hypothesis. It would help if I could maneuver a little better. I really shouldn't be shotgunning these guys because I can pistol them from a mile away. That one other power-up is kind of that weird nuke icon, which is just a huge explosion which will destroy everything from miles around. Those don't tend to drop very frequently, but they're nice when they do if they're next to other enemies. If they're not, they're a little redundant. There are plenty of traps and things to avoid. And test your platforming skills out. It's a fun little game. I am enjoying this a lot. The combat, it feels fast-paced, it feels fun. Running and gunning is... And that dash thing, just being able to maneuver around like that is awesome. And I don't know what this is, but it... Ow. I should presumably be dashing away from these things, or through these things to... There we go. Let's dodge some damage. Ow, jeez. My god, that thing's nasty. Can we... There we go. Let's hit it with my burst. That'll do some damage. Ow! It's one of those games where you learn the strategy of the boss and you'll get it right, but I've not seen this one before. I don't know what the strategy is. A nice falling section. Dodge the things while you're falling. There are a few of these sections where there are no enemies whatsoever. I don't think I can break them, can I? There's no enemies whatsoever, it's just kind of a test of skill, and ultimately all it's going to do is cost you a lot of health. Can't say I particularly like them, but they're in there. So, some sections that purely exist to cause you health damage, right? Usually very shortly before a final boss for an area. There are a number of lives. You have basically 3 attempts to complete any given area. If you lose all your lives, it's not game over forever. You'll just go back to the level select and you'll be asked to pick another level. Things like, some of the upgrades they do seem to stack between deaths, you know. Guns and shields, if you pick those up, they will carry over between deaths, because I think some of my shields certainly have come from levels that I never actually completed. And the shotgun, I picked the shotgun up and then died, and then I still had the shotgun, so that was a thing. These things are nasty. That's got them. Got a lot of traps to avoid around here. I have a feeling I missed a thing back there, didn't I? There was like an enemy. Let's do a bit of backtracking, why not? Because I missed a thing. As you move the mouse around, it does move the camera slightly, but it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be enough to help in this particular instance. I'm not sure whether... Very hard to tell whether I'm allowed to go down there or not. The enemy suggests that I can, but... Oh! Ah, that'd do it. There is a good reason to go down there. Haha! Nice. Okay, new weapon found. This is going to be good. So, we've got 3 grenades in it, and we've got 12 clips of grenades, so I'm not going to get a whole lot of shots, and I guess that's going to take a little bit of getting used to the trajectory as well, because I'm not used to using the trajectories. Come on. Oh, okay, I'm out of the area. I didn't see that was the end of the area. Oh well. Nice. Good weapon. I like this. Put some points into the soup in this, so this could be kind of cool. As long as there's no self-damage. Is there self-damage? No, there is no self-damage on this. Good. Like I say, you start out with the pistol, and you initially spend most of your money on upgrading the pistol. So, unfortunately, I do feel like the pistol kind of gets overpowered quite quickly compared to all the other weapons. You end up with a really powerful pistol, and your other weapons kind of aren't by comparison. As I say, I'm not a fan of the shotgun, but I think that could be mostly attributed to the fact that I just haven't put any points into upgrading it, so it's not as good, whereas my pistol is almost maxed out, and it's just great against everything, bosses included. It just makes a mess of things. It's got a really quick reload time, it does some good damage, and it's just a nice all-round weapon. So this seems like there could be a thing up here. Okay, there's some health and some money. They're going to be worth picking up. Let's get close to that. Yikes, there we go. But our health is always nice. These eyeballs do seem to be infinitely respawning. I've not found a way to kill those yet. If there is indeed a way to kill them. They're not great enemies. I'm not a fan of infinitely respawning enemies. Ever, particularly. Should always be a way to kill things, I think. But all the other enemies are fairly cool. There's a few common ones that seem to be throughout all levels, then each level seems to have its own few unique ones, which is nice as well. There's not a massive amount of enemies, but there's just enough to keep it interesting. When you go into a new area, there's going to be, like the ones that were throwing ice at me earlier, they're obviously entirely new to the ice area and not going to appear anywhere else in the game. The blue fireball, whatever they are, they're certainly not something I've seen anywhere else. These are new as well, but I think they're just more of a trap than anything else, aren't they? So, seems to like these snowball sections. It's thrown a few of them at me. So I imagine we must be getting fairly close to a boss, because I would like to be able to show off a boss. That mini-boss was a bit weird. So let's try and get through here, and I might be able to show you something. I've still got nearly full health and all my lives, so I'm going to have a few attempts at it. If you do lose your lives, like you say, you obviously have to go all the way back to the start of the level and do it all again. If you lose a life, you just go back to the start of the area. So the screen transition bits between areas, that's as far back as you'll go when you die. There's no specific checkpoints per se, but the transitions between areas kind of acts very much as a checkpoint. There are those little ammunition clips that you can pick up there, which will allow me to get more ammunition for my guns. So that doesn't seem like I've got any extra ammunition in it, but I don't know. Maybe you have to be holding the weapon to pick up ammo. I don't know. All I know is I use the pistols too much. That's a new enemy for the freeze areas. I'm not seeing the weird. I don't know what the heck it's supposed to be. Some of the enemies are a bit weird. I'm not sure what's going on with some of the enemies. But hey ho. All right, this is going to be a boss fight, right? Bring it on. Let's have a fight. So, I'm not surprised to see you here, Victor. Your brother was a good man. What have you done, Christian? I will not break my oath to Mephistopheles. I cannot allow you to live. You dare speak of oaths after your betrayal within the Legion. So, blah, 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 blah. It's all about some guys who have betrayed the army of the overworlds. These are 6 of the overworld's finest, and they're not anymore. So I'm going to have to learn his attack patterns a little better, because I'm taking a lot of hits here. So, I guess he must have some tells, but I don't know what they are. I guess the crystals in front of him are going to imply he's going to try and spike me from underneath. That thing's just kind of going to bounce around. I'm not sure what his tell is for that shockwave. All I know is I'm taking way too much damage here. I'm dead. I am dead. Let's try that again. I don't think I'm going to do this because I can't pick up on what all his tells were immediately. Let's do that. That's a good chunk of damage. I need to be rolling about a lot more because that's, like I say, you are pretty much immune to damage while rolling, so you can just roll through pretty much any attack. Oh, you can destroy the ice chunks as well by shooting them. That's cool. I wonder if I can jump over those shockwaves, or if... Yeah, that'll work. Keep your distance with this guy, I think, is perhaps the best strategy. I can shoot them out of the air. Oh god, he's throwing a lot of them. I do want to get close because I want to do that. That's going to be a thing. I don't think it's going to work out either. I'm getting the hang of him, though. Every single boss fight I've done has been really incredibly close, though. And usually taken me a few attempts to actually learn what I'm doing as well. Oh, I see. He had a shield. He no longer has a shield. So that's going to help. Oh, god. Be nice if I had my own shield, huh? I'm out. One more try, and then it's going to kick me back out to the main menu and say, sorry, you get no stuffs. The money, I don't, like I say, although all the upgrades carry over, even if you die, money does not seem to upgrade quite so much, does not carry over to allow you to upgrade so much. So let's, hang on, there we go. That could have been better, but, okay. Let's shoot that out, yeah. So money, you only get to keep the money if you win the level. You can replay the level, but you don't seem to get much money out of doing so. Basically, you get the money you pick up around, but you don't get money as a reward for completing a level. You just complete the level. So let's do that. That's a good chunk of damage. Hey, this might go my way, potentially. No. No. That was close. I almost got that guy. So, space continue. So, upgrades. Let's take a look at those. So, I now have my grenade launcher. We have a bunch of stuff, and they're all... They're all in the range of a few hundred. Nothing seems to be escalating particularly highly with the money. It's nothing that you can't get by completing a level. You get somewhere in the order of 1,000 to 1,500 for completing a level, plus the occasional 10s and 20s and 30s that you pick up as you go around. Chances are you're not going to be able to upgrade everything by the time you finish the game, I suspect. So you're going to have to make some choices. But you're gonna get a good few things. I have, like you say, I've focused almost entirely on upgrading my pistols. I've got full damage, full reload speed, full critical hit. It does start out with full magazine size, and I'm not certain in what way that differentiates from a clip size. I mean, I'm not a gun nut. I'm not entirely certain what the difference is, practically speaking. I always assumed they were very, very similar in terms of things. Certainly within video games, they're usually used fairly interchangeably. And magazine size is certainly greyed out in level 3 when you start with the pistol, and there's no way to upgrade it. Clip size, you can upgrade that on the pistol, but yeah, there's a lot of ammo in, so I haven't really bothered with it. Shotgun, I have not upgraded at all. Grenade launcher I've obviously just got, and my Unleash, because that's a nice, fairly powerful ability. You can upgrade its damage, you can upgrade its range, and amount gained per kill. I presume that's how fast it charges up, to be honest, is what that sounds like. It's a really weird way to phrase that, but I guess it's how much you gain per kill. So this is what you can do with all the guns, and we've got an assault rifle, a sniper rifle, and a bazooka, basically, are the other things that I've got to unlock somewhere within the game. So let's head into a level I've already done, just to show you a little bit more of it, show you a different environment. We've got the Twilight Forest. So this is a sort of yellowy, autumny forest kind of area. Principal theme being spiders. They're going to drop from the skies a lot. And it seems like an opportune moment. How about I give you a listen to the soundtrack as well while we're here, because I do really like a lot of the soundtrack in this game. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, I'm enjoying it a lot. I don't know if it's available separately, it's the sort of thing I think I could quite happily pick up. Oh lord, I hate this guy. This is one of my least favourite bits about the game so far. There's this guy who's... he one-shots you. It's the cheapest kill in the game that I've seen so far. Everything else you have a fighting chance against. This guy literally one-shots you. And You got to use the dash quite a lot, and if you mistime a jump, he'll just run over you. And you got to, like I say, you use the dash a lot because actually he moves slightly faster than you, unless you use the air dash thing. That's the only way you can actually stay ahead of him. If you get up here, you can kind of cheat and go behind him, which is actually where you find one of the shields. I've not successfully run away from him all the way to the end yet. That guy is a bastard, he really is. So, one downside I would say to this game is performance, I'm afraid. Oh, there used to be a boss here, there's not anymore because I killed it. Huh, awesome. Performance, this game, it runs reasonably well, but it feels a little choppy. I mean, I'm getting 40 frames per second while recording here, and I do get similar while I'm not recording, I think. But it just kind of feels choppy. It would be nice if it could run at a smooth 60. I mean, the specifications on the developer's website aren't especially high, yet it's not running amazingly well. If I could get 60, I think this would look really smooth and really nice, but it just kind of doesn't feel particularly great running like this. Potentially, if I could use VSync to lock it to 30, it might look smoother. But again, the lack of graphics options means there's no such option to turn VSync on either. So I can't do that as an option. It is entirely possible that might make it look good, and it might be worth having a look around in something like AMD Catalyst or your what's the other one? NVIDIA. There's an NVIDIA control panel thing that you can customize settings, that you can force settings that way. You might well be able to put VSync on that way. That might be an option that might improve your experience, but I think if my machine's only getting 40, I think a low-end rig actually might struggle to get a decent frame rate out of this, and it's going to look fairly bad, unfortunately. Like I say, there's obviously the graphics options the graphics texture quality as an option is a thing, but it doesn't seem to do much. If you change it, the game looks identical. I don't know, maybe you need to restart to enforce that change, but there's nothing in the game that suggests that. They don't. If that's the case, they don't tell you that's the case. They never say you must do a restart to change the textures. Not that I think that's a particularly reasonable thing to do, given most games are quite capable of changing them on the fly, you know? I do like that speedboat section, that's kind of cool. Or airboat, is it? What do you call one of those things? I don't know. Anyway, this is where, if there was a boss, there would be a boss. I've done this level. So that's the end of that. So I gained about 50 coins. There's very little monetary incentive to going back and doing things again. Actually, no, it's probably a little more than 50. I don't know. There's not a lot of monetary incentive to go back and do things again, but if you really want to scrape together some pennies to get some more upgrades, you can do it. It's going to take you a while, but you can do it. So that's the thing. Your best bet in order to get more money is literally just to beat more bosses. That's really the way forward. So I could actually spend some points on my shotgun. I probably won't, but I could. But there you go. So that is a quick look at Viktor by Shorebound Studios. That is out today on Steam, and it is $9.99, or your regional equivalent, and is available on PC only. So I have been Meroka, this has been Viktor, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.